Hey guys, it's Min here and I'm really excited. Paper Sweeties recently launched their new YouTube channel, and so I'm going to try and do a video for each release with Paper Sweeties about one of my favorite cards. So today I'm sharing one of my favorite cards with the new release. This card uses the Homemade with Love stamp set and the Homemade with Love die cuts. And I don't know if you can see it very well, but these little mugs are mirrored, and I guess you can see it. Well, I shouldn't have said that. I guess what I wanted you to see was this foam coming out, the steam. That's part of the stamp set too. And so I'm going to show you how to create these mugs using the die cut, and let me show you the die cut. This is the die cut, and you'll notice it doesn't have a handle circle-y spot here, but I've made one in both of my mugs. So I'm going to show you how to do that quick and easy, because I think sometimes people get freaked out a little bit about cutting. But I'm going to show you how easy this is, because that was the first step that I needed to do in order to put together this card. So what you're going to need is you're going to need the Homemade with Love die cuts, and I'm using the mug die cut. And then you're going to need a piece of patterned paper, and it can be double-sided. So if you wanted your mugs to be different patterns, that's fine. But in my mug, I wanted them to be the same pattern. So I'm going to show you what I did to get the handle on the other side, other than just turning it upside down. Because when you turn it upside down, the handle is in a different place and it doesn't look quite right. Okay, you're also going to need a die cutting machine. So I'm going to be using my Big Shot, and I know that it's hard to see all of this, and I'm not even going to try and transform it anymore, and I also know that my die cutting machine is dirty. But the first step is going to be to take your platform and your pattern paper, and you're going to die cut your first sheet. Now sometimes if it's a smaller die cut, I'll tape it down with washi tape, but this one doesn't really need it. And of course, if you have those magnetic plates, you really don't need that. Those are awesome. Anyway, so I'm just going to take this and run it through. Sorry for the awkward positioning of the camera. It's hard to show you everything. Okay, so I ran this through. I have my first mug with its handle over here. Now in order to get a mug that would be opposite but with the handle in the same place, because you'll notice this is closer to the top than it is to the bottom, it's really easy. All you have to do is turn your paper over and die cut out from the back. Okay, it's really not hard. So I'm going to run this through real quick. Once again, sorry for the awkward camera angle. Put my handle on the different side this time so you don't have to see my arm. That'll be much better. Okay. Static. Sorry about that, guys. So you'll see that when I turn this over, let me get this out of the way. My mug handles are both closer to the top than to the bottom. And let me set them down so you can see it. So you see it's the same amount from the top and the bottom. Instead of, see, if I was to do this, you can kind of tell how this handle's too far down. So that was the first little trick, okay? Now I'm going to show you how I created the little holes, you know, that you hold your mugs with, okay? So for that step, you're going to need a cutting mat and your die cuts, an X-Acto knife, and I also use scissors. And I know a lot of people get nervous about using scissors to cut out small pieces, but I'm going to show you how you can prep it with your X-Acto knife or your craft knife before, so that it doesn't scare you. Okay, so I've got my little piece here, and I'm going to start by just cutting a straight line. And also, if you want to, you could totally draw this first. I just don't. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to get it a little bit closer to you if I can help it. Do you see how I have that first cut made? Okay. Next, what I do is I take it and I draw a middle line, or from the middle of my cut line outward, until I feel like that's as far as I want to go, so that I can have a little bit of a border there. Okay, so I've made like a T that has an extra long top part. Okay, then I make a triangle to cut those excess pieces away. So I cut from the top of this one to this end side of the T, from the top again to this end side of the T, and this just comes straight out. See how easy that comes out? But that doesn't look nice. And so this is where your paper snips or your craft scissors come in. And all you have to do is just go in here and round it out. And if you've got really sharp craft scissors, it will not be hard at all. And because you've already got that triangle cut out, it kind of gives you a guide. And as you can see right here, it's still too much of a triangle for me, so I'm just going to keep trimming a little bit at a time until I kind of get it where I want it. And you can turn it over too, if that helps you. Okay, so I just had to trim it a few times, and look at that, a little handle. Okay, I'm going to show you one more time. The other one is the exact same thing, okay? This time I'm just going to do it, and I'm not going to stop and show you. So I take it, I draw my long, I draw my perpendicular small towards the outside of the handle, triangle, triangle, get rid of those pieces. And if you have a really, if your X-Acto knife is really sharp, that should not be hard, okay? So make sure everything that you're using is sharp. And then trim. And this one turned out a little bit too square for my liking, so I'm going to turn this over and trim it on the other side. Remember, it's okay if you have to turn it over. Okay, and there we go. There's my second mug. So I have my two mugs that are going opposite directions. And the reason that I like these mugs is because, yes, they make a really cute holiday card, but I'm thinking, you know, a get well card. I'm actually not going to use this card as a Christmas card. I think I'm going to use it as a New Year's card to take some goodies over to some friends, maybe some homemade hot chocolate mix. This could just be a friendship card. This mug is so versatile. So don't think that all of these stamp sets that we're releasing at Paper Sweeties and the die cuts are going to just be for Christmas. They're so versatile. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll be back next month with another tutorial using fabulous products from Paper Sweeties. And until next time, friends, hugs and happy stamping. Bye.